I don't want to say most things due to censorship on your channel. If you smile a lot in Russian, you're considered a fool. Like Africans and Russians are really, the symbiosis is started.
Okay, can you please introduce yourself?
My name is Adesulu Oluwashogo, popularly known as Shogazi. I'm a Nigerian. I'm 26. I've been in Russia for quite a while. I finished education last year, bachelor's degree.
Ah, that's amazing.
That's it, yeah.
Educated man.
Oh, well, you know.
Love to hear it. So, could you tell us a bit about what you do in your daily life, or what your profession is, or what you promote?
Okay, so it's sort of kind of difficult to explain. I think the best way to put it would be like a jack of all trades, medially speaking.
Yes.
Right? So I I'm an influencer, I'm a YouTuber, I create content, I act. I've not had any big time movie roles, but you know, parts and partials of that. I go on Russian shows a few times. Basically, whatever I can get my hands on to do in the media space, in the entertainment media space, I do. I organize events as well. Most Africans know me more for that because I organize African events.
I need to come to one of your events.
You do.
What can I expect from one of your events? Is it a party type vibe? Is it exciting? Is it exuberant?
Yes. So mostly it's a party, crazy type of parties, like wild parties.
Okay.
But of recent, I'm trying to diversify, move into, events. The day before yesterday, I was actually part of the organizing team for the launching of an art gallery, a Russian art gallery.
Oh, wow.
And we had a brand, a Nigerian clothing brand. He's my friend. We had him bring some of his stuff on there and some paintings too from my peoples and some actual, bronze sculpture from Nigeria. We brought to the Russians. They were amazed to see it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds very, very interesting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about why you came to Russia. What's the story? How did you end up here? Were you a student? Were you working? Could you explain?
Well, okay, so obviously I came here as a student at first, right? I study aviation engineering.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I finished last year, like I said. And the idea was I wanted to be a pilot. I still want to be a pilot.
Yes.
But to get like a pilot's license is so expensive. So my dad and I came to a common ground, like I should do engineering because my dad is an engineer. He's all about that life.
Same.
So he was like, you know what? Aviation engineering, Russia. I'm like, anywhere better than Nigeria, bro. So it's like, yeah, bet, let's go. So that's how I ended up here, actually.
I follow. And I heard a rumor, I think from my former interview with you.
About me?
Yes, you told me that your Russian is absolutely exquisite. Is that true?
I mean, I don't think so personally. I of course, I think I'm fluent. I can express myself, but I don't think you can ever actually learn a language. Why? Because of vocabulary. You can learn the grammar, the structure, whatever, but there's, even in English, bro, there's a lot of English words that I don't know.
Truly.
But I feel like if you get to a point where you can communicate, you can express yourself, then you're good. You just need to add more vocabulary. And that's all.
Could you say a sentence for us in Russian for our viewers so they can see your level? Anything. Maybe you can tell us that today it's cloudy and I don't like the rain or something like that.
Сегодня немножко дождь на улице. Мне не нравится дождь. Не знаю, что вы хотели, чтобы я поговорил здесь. Просто я думаю, если у тебя уже есть мысли, что надо сказать в другом языке, можно просто соединить слова и говорить как хочешь. Пофиг на грамматику, пока что. Если ты просто хочешь говорить, то говори, и все. Люди поймут.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, cover your eyes, and I assume you think it is a Russian person speaking.
Oh my God.
Well done. How long did it take for you to cook up your Russian, man? That's impressive. It's impressive.
I mean, I studied in Russian.
Oh, okay, yes. Actually, it's a cheat code, isn't
No,
it?
there's people, there's African people that speak fucked up, crazy, perfect Russian. And you would think they're Russians, you know?
Yo, okay.
Yeah.
I need to meet these people because I'm currently practicing. I'm on the A1.
Yeah?
We came into the cafe. I made a mistake with how to say 2 bottles of water.
No, but you see what I'm talking about? Like, they understood you.
Yeah, they understood me.
So,
they're friendly, at
If
least.
you're trying to learn Russian language, don't speak with fear. Like, they would understand. And Russians are nice. If they see you're trying to speak, they will correct you. So that's how you learn. If you're scared, like, no, I need to get the grammar right, you would never speak.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So let's go a little bit into the life as an African, as a black man in Russia.
Yeah.
You know, there are a lot of weird things online that I see and different opinions, but I love to hear from other people's experiences. How does it feel to be a black person living in Russia, an African specifically?
Well, I think it depends on how long you've been here, right? I think in the first few months, years, maybe even, it's sort of scary and lonely.
Oh,
I mean, not like intensive, but you can feel it in the air, like, yo, this is a new place. I don't really know what I'm doing here. The laws are different.
Yes.
You know, the language looks crazy, right? You may think Russians are not friendly because Russians will not smile to you on the street. The first time, I'm always laughing actually, and someone told me this thing. I've forgotten how to say it in Russian, but basically, if you smile a lot in Russian, you're considered a fool.
I've heard about this one. My wife told me
It's
this.
legit.
It's legit.
I was so taken aback when I heard that because I'm a really cheerful Joe. I'm always smiling, right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking like all these niggas think I'm stupid. But later I got to understand the people, you know, I met Russians. I partied with Russians. Another way to learn Russian is to party with Russians. They'll give you vodka and you just say, yeah, говорю, yeah, you will learn some shit. Believe me. So the experience is crazy. But later, I feel like as you get to explore, don't be shy, you know. Like, people think if you want to learn about Russia, if you want to learn language, you go take a book, go for some course, you study. Yeah, that is good for grammar. But if you want to, like, move about, I was an excellent student in my Russian preparatory class.
Yes.
But I was very shy. I couldn't even order. Like, I knew all the right things to say, but I couldn't even walk up to the counter and order some shit back then. Right? So only after you really mix, go into the streets, you know, that's when you
go
start
into the streets.
Yeah, go into the streets, fam.
I see. And have you ever encountered any racism in Russia or any uncomfortable situations?
Yeah, I have.
Tell me about it.
There's quite a number of them.
Okay.
No, I mean, I feel it's not fair to say that.
Yeah, I mean, there's racism everywhere, of course.
I've been in Russia for a long time.
Yeah.
So just by that factor, I've seen more things, the good and the bad.
Yes.
So if you're looking for an experience, there's a weird case, a number of them actually. I was in Gorky Park, I think last 2 years with a friend, and we randomly got pepper sprayed in the park.
Oh my.
Yeah. But in Russia's defense, that guy wasn't Russian. He was those neighboring countries. I don't want to mention names.
No, of course we are. We love everybody here, people.
Yeah,
this is just an experience sharing channel.
There's that. There was a time I was renting an apartment with my landlady, a very nice woman actually. She also used to teach English, and we had this babushka in our подъезд, and I was going for lectures one day, and she stopped me by the entrance. She was like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like,
oh my.
I live here. She's like, "No, how are you paying rent? Like, you don't live here." Like, I was like, I don't even got time for all of this. I just left. So it's just little things like that. But some days you're really just not in the mood for that kind of crap. But other days it's just like, whatever, man, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, these things happen. I lived in China. I know how it goes, you know.
Yeah.
You may encounter things that might not be pleasant.
Yeah.
But in general, how do you feel about Russian people in general, just being around them?
Me, I think educated Russian people are nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think if you travel, you've seen different cultures. If you meet a learned Russian, you would know even before they speak.
Oh, yes.
The way they treat you, the way they look at you, you would know. So I think Russians are pretty dope, you see. So they're welcoming.
Okay. Okay. So back into your parties, you said they are crazy. All right. Could you tell us what we can do with these parties? Are they pool parties? Are they...
So there's the concept of my parties that I do, because there's a whole African community here in Russia that people don't even know about.
Oh, yes.
You see. And that's the part that I come from. And I'm the one now coming out to the Russian community, trying to, go into and sort of amalgamate, right? So the parties, man, the parties are really crazy. The parties are really crazy. They go wild. I don't want to say most things due to censorship on your channel, but if you're trying to have a really wild time with African culture and vibes, warmth, and all of that, yeah, hit me up.
We'll leave his links in the description.
Yeah, I got you.
Yes, but also getting more into it. Basically, you said you help to, spread the African culture. You have these Afro fests. You have these ways of getting people to learn more about African culture. Yes. How much do you think African culture has influenced Russian society nowadays?
Well, you said something like I helped to, push it to the... I did not, or I have not.
Okay.
It's part of my goals,
Is this a goal of yours? Not exactly.
Yeah, because I really want a situation, a scenario where, how it is in the UK?
Yes.
You know how as an African you can go in the UK and feel normal? Because, it's not an African country, but there's a community that is recognized.
Yes.
Right? That's what I'm trying to do. I have a friend that organizes Indian Day, Shout out Dasha, right? So you see, they have their own day, like Indiski Din, where all the Indians come together and it's recognized by the government.
I was there. Yeah.
You were there, right? So that's what I'm trying to do for Africans too, right? But it's really difficult, right? First of all, there's a lot of things that need to be fixed within ourselves as a community. Most people don't like leaving their comfort zone. It's really tedious, but there's progress, right? There's progress and there's a lot of plans on the way, and I just hope and feel like we can come to a point, maybe even next year, where we're like, okay, like Africans and Russians are really, the symbiosis is started, even if it's not there yet, you feel me? So that's just the idea, bro.
I see. And you mentioned that you were a student before. How does it feel schooling in Russia?
They in Africa, it's like, we're like a team in the class. Like, if you don't know something, I'll help you. If I don't know, it's not like that, man. It's not like that. Although my group was very nice. I have a really cool people. I wasn't really a serious student, bro. Like I was on some other stuff, events, parties. So there are a few people yo, Andrei, ты чё, как это сделать? And
okay.
Yeah, he will help that. Давай я дам тебе книжку, я тебе помогу с этим. There are other people that are like, no, don't copy my notebook. Like, no, if you don't understand, если ты не понимаешь, короче, зачем тебе здесь, all that. It's all okay. But yeah, that's how my experience was. I was always by myself. I had this other Cameroon guy. We were always together, so it wasn't really bad.
I see.
It wasn't really bad.
And have you ever experienced a dating life in Russia?
So first of all, on dating myself, forgetting Russian, African, I'm not really big on dating. I've been single for I think 4 years plus.
Oh my.
Yeah. And funny enough, my ex is Russian. Part Russian, part Armenian, right?
Oh, okay.
And before that, I think I dated a Russian a while back, but it wasn't really serious. So I couldn't say that was dating. But yeah, you know the usual story. Russian girls are crazy. They're gonna like rape your mind. But I just feel it's cultural differences. You know, like there's no matter how much I feel like I love you and you love me.
Yes.
There's some certain things that I grew up doing that you would never understand. And there's some certain things that you grew up doing that I would never understand. We can only tolerate ourselves and try to compromise. It works. There's like interracial marriages here. Beautiful people. I have friends married to Russians. They got kids. Beautiful kids. So it's okay. You know, dating is nice. Just I don't think you should look at dating from a nationality. It's more of a personality sort of. Right?
I see. Yeah. So, what are your main goals here? You mentioned about trying to bring in a sort of African community so that Africans are basically, you know, feeling, I don't know, comfortable and they feel at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there a main goal that you have even past that? Is that the sky? Is that the limit? What is your main goal?
You mean here in Russia?
Yes.
Honestly speaking, not to sound boring or secretive, there's plans going on, but the main goal is that, in short, just to create a space where like Africans can feel like, you know, I don't have to feel like I'm hiding or I'm putting I'm like being careful in Russia. We can all feel like, yo, what's up? This is it. And honestly speaking, like I said, right, there's still a lot of work to be done on our part because, you know, not all foreigners, not even only Africans now, not all foreigners are legal here. So if you're not legal, if you don't have your documents, of course, there's no way you're going to feel like you belong anywhere. So get your documents straight, you know, do all your shit. And then, maybe you can start fighting for a stand, right? So
you have to be legal.
Yeah, of course, man. It's really important. It's really important.
It is.
You know, there's a sort of confidence to it.
It is. Yeah. So, what would you say you love about Russia? What do I love about Russia?
In comparison to Africa or just in general?
Just in general, like landing here, you know, seeing the place, being here for such a long time. What do you love about the place?
I guess it's just the fact that the infrastructure is reliable compared to where we're coming from, right?
Okay.
You know, like there's no power outages like that. The Wi-Fi work. You know, if you check your navigator and it says you're going to be somewhere in an hour, if you follow the right route, you will be there in an hour. So I think there's a comfort to that. Right? It makes you feel like, okay, you can count on things here.
I see.
I just feel that's how it is. And it's like, I've been here for a while, so it's basically, it's a second home to me.
Yes. And you come from a place which has some of the most delicious food in the world.
That's right.
How would you compare the food in Nigeria to Russia? Is there something that you like as well in Russia in terms of food, or are you more of just trying to find your food all the time?
I wanted to make it. There's a joke that a friend of mine from South Africa used to say. Yeah. She used to say, Russians. She said, in terms of taste and food, Russians are like, you know, bread, sliced bread, they're like the top part of bread. Boring.
Oh my goodness.
Without taste.
Okay.
So like Russians are more of the mayonnaise, bread, you know, all these things are cool. Africans, we like when you eat something and it in your mouth. Okay. But if you go to Russia, like, oh, я не люблю острый. Bratan, попробуй. Try that shit. Like, it's nice. Not everything is spicy, but yeah, there's diversity in our food. So, and there's some here in Moscow. I travel a lot. In other small cities, there's not really access to Africans there to like African ingredients and stuff. But here, there's like 3, 4 even places, African shops where you would go. You see real African ingredients to cook food from zero to the final. So like most times that's what I go for. Like I don't be eating borscht or all of that.
Okay.
I try to eat Russian food sometimes because I don't cook. Right. I don't know how to cook, man. That's bad, but yeah.
I see. I see. And what about the weather? Are you a fan of Russian winter?
I am.
Interesting. You're the first person I've heard say that.
Story. I am. I mean, I'm not a fan of -35, right? But
of course,
I'm a fan of normal winter, like -12, -14. I think -12 is better than right now. What you see outside, those tiny, annoying little rains, it's very annoying. I don't like it. I don't like the rainy. Just let it be snow. If it snows, let it snow.
Yes.
Let it be beautiful. So it's cool. I've grown to like it.
Okay. Yeah, and when you moved to Russia, or you currently being in Russia, are there any negative comments from your friends or people that are telling you not to be here, or how does your family feel about it? Yeah, how does your family feel about it?
Nah, there are no negative comments. But from time to time, you know, your parents are worried, your family. You know, when they hear news like, Russia just launched an attack on Ukraine, and there's like people calling you like, yo, where are you? Are you okay? Is there bombs on the street? I'm like, yo, relax. If I was not okay, I will be the first person to call you, like, get me out of here. So there's no negative comments like that. There's just there's that thing about Russia that would forever be there.
Yes.
Where people that have never been to Russia have only one idea about Russia. Oh, spies, you know, Medvedi, vodka, annoying propaganda. That's how people see Russia, right? They think as an African, if you go there, it's dangerous, like, you know, racism and shit. Nah, man, like, it's cool. It's a normal place. You feel me? You just know how to navigate your ways like any other country. And that's all. Yeah.
Okay, the last question for the day, which is a pretty funny one, because I've always wanted to ask this question to a Nigerian. Nigerian jollof or Ghanaian jollof?
What do you think I would say to that?
No, but some Nigerians have said.
Do you think I would look at the camera and betray my country like that? What do you think I would say to that? Of course, Nigerian jollof, man.
How is it better?
It's the best. Bro, dude, Nigeria is the best African country. Yeah, in your face, in terms of everything. You gotta be patriotic, man. Although I joke around, if there was a Nigerian here, I would tell him like, yo, I don't give a shit about your country. Like, but of course you have to represent, man.
Yes.
And no matter how or whatever you feel about your country, home is home. You feel me? Home is home. There's stuff you could never, experiences you could never ever have anywhere except from home. So in regards to the jollof, Nigerian jollof, for all the Ghanaians watching, I'm sorry, man.
I need to go and test all of the different jollofs and come back.
For Russians too, try Nigerian jollof, man.
All right. Well, it was really nice to have you here. Thank you for being here.
Man, it was super. I like what you're doing with your channel. You see, the growth is crazy.
I really appreciate it, man.
Ahead, brother.
Alrighty. I'm going to leave some of the links for some of his channels. Thank you for being here, and I'll leave your links in the description. And have a nice day, Mr. Shogazi.
Gang, catch you.
All right. Cheers, buddy.